the best games of the final 4 weeks of the 2020 regular season. That's our draft. Chris, here's the question. And I'm glad I remembered that you asked me yesterday, because today's isn't easy. Today's is going to require some thought, especially under the pressure of time. This Sunday, Jalen Hurts will be the 7th NFC East backup quarterback to start a game this season. Name the other 6.
Whoa, it's amazing there's 6 others. Okay, so Washington football team, we got Alex Smith and Kyle Allen, so there's 2. The Cowboys, we got Dalton and DiNucci, right? We've had Colt McCoy, and we've had, Garrett Gilbert. Bam, give me the first pick.
Woo! You got it. Wow.
Woo!
I thought you were going to forget about Garrett Gilbert when you passed over the Cowboys with just Dalton and DiNucci. Well done.
Yeah, I almost did. I thought about it, and DiNucci was really the one that sparked it. I was like, wait, they didn't play more than one game with DiNucci. They put him on the bench, so that got me thinking there.
You were smart, though. The way to do it with a lot like that, and because it's easy to freeze.
Yes.
If you just start talking, just start rattling them off, because if you stop, you just feel the walls.
Oh, you do.
Oh,
gosh, I'm taking away TV time. Oh, my gosh, we have the draft. I have to hurry up. Yeah, you'll choke under the pressure. So, all right, well, I think the first pick is fairly easy here. I think you would probably go the same way. That's the Week 15 Chiefs-Saints game. I mean, how could that not be the game of the rest of this year? Probably the 2 best teams in football right now certainly are on the PFT Mike Florio power rankings, that's for sure. But, I mean, that's marquee. Those are 2 teams we had looked at all long offseason as Super Bowl contenders. Drew Brees talked to us at the Super Bowl last year about how he had to play the Kansas City Chiefs and all of that. The Saints, we're going to draft Patrick Mahomes, and Kansas City traded up in front of them and do that. So this is the first time we're getting to see all of this, let alone there's good players. It's the old versus the new with Mahomes and Brees. Too many good storylines, so that's the winner right there.
Yeah, absolutely. The only caveat, though, is this. Because it's next weekend, there is a chance that the Chiefs, who have a tendency to sleepwalk through the games that they know they should win. We saw it on Sunday night against the Broncos. Now they also have a tendency to find a way to win more often than not, even when they sleepwalk for 3.5 quarters. They could lose to the Dolphins, which would cause that game to lose some luster. So since that game isn't on the tee yet, we don't know. We still don't know. The one we know about is this week, Sunday Night Football. Yes, I'm being a good company man here.
I agree with you, though.
It doesn't take much swallowing of my integrity to say Steelers at Bills is one of the best remaining matchups. That's my first pick. It's 3 versus 4 on the PFT Power Rankings, and it has significant implications because this opens the door for the Chiefs to take the 1 seed and run with it if the Steelers would lose to Buffalo. And as we discussed earlier, we won't lock in our picks until tomorrow, but I think we both are kind of leaning that we think the Bills will win that game, which will create some chaos at the top of the AFC.
Yeah, it definitely will. Yeah, I mean, certainly. And, gosh, if Pittsburgh lost to Buffalo, not only would, they now could be the number 2 seed, now you're starting to flirt with, we could end up being the number 3 seed if we lose another game, which we know Pittsburgh.
Or 5.
Yeah, or 5. You're right. I mean, it can go a lot of different ways here. Man, there's so many damn games to pick from. I don't even know where to begin here. Okay, well, honestly, listen, I'm not even trying. I do think your game that you just picked was the second game. I'm going to Monday night this same week. I don't mean this is not like I'm not trying to be recency biased or anything like that. It's Ravens-Browns. The game really counts. And the Browns are the team with the better advantage and the team that is sitting pretty. The Ravens are the ones that are in the position I would thought the Browns would be in, really, honestly, where it's almost must win. And we've seen the Ravens. They've had their way with the Cleveland Browns in the Lamar Jackson era and everything like that. But this Cleveland Browns team has shown you they're for real. It's the first time we saw them on the big stage last week. They showed up. It's a big moment. I'm excited for this game. There's a lot of pressure on both sides here. And neither one is, of course, guaranteed a playoff spot as we sit here right now. And Cleveland's got some tough games on their schedule coming about here. So, they're not, I don't want to say must wins, but we know how important it is to the AFC North and just to the AFC playoff picture.
Well, and I also think it's important to the psyche of the Cleveland Browns because if you get blown out again by the Ravens, that erases what you did to the Titans. That shows it was a fluke, or at least it creates the argument it was a fluke. You validate what you did on Sunday in Nashville by at least keeping it close on Monday night against the Ravens. And if you beat the Ravens, then, hey, maybe the Steelers, if they lose the night before to the Bills, really do have to worry about blowing the division to the Browns. We saw the tweet from Myles Garrett earlier this week. The Steelers may have opened the door. Maybe they have. Maybe Week 17 will be the NBC nationally televised game to cap the season to determine who's the 1 seed or 2 seed and who's the 5 seed, just like we saw last year, kind of, with Seahawks 49ers. I'm going to go to the NFC West for my next pick, and that is Rams Seahawks Week 16.
Yeah.
We don't quite know what the implications will be, but we know there will be implications for both teams.
That's right.
It could be the Seahawks are in danger of not making the playoffs at all. It could be the Rams in danger of losing first place in the division, right? We've seen the separation in that division where the Cardinals and the 49ers have fallen off. But a couple of weeks from now, who knows? Every time you're right off the 49ers, they start rattling off wins. That game is going to be significant because it very well could be not quite an elimination game for the Rams, but it could be an elimination game for the Seahawks, and the Rams would relish the chance to knock the Seahawks out of the postseason if they could.
You look at the bottom, I'm with you because that's a good pick by you because there's no way that doesn't have implications. Even if they fall on their face here, the next 2 weeks, it's still going to have implications. So I think that was a good safe pick by you. And Mike, the more you look at it and just the schedules of Minnesota, Arizona, Chicago, Detroit. Okay, I'm not even going to count Chicago and Detroit, all right? With all due respect, I don't respect you, Chicago and Detroit, so the hell with it, all right? So there's San Francisco at 5-7, and 9-7 might make the playoffs this year in the NFC, for real. I mean, because you look at Minnesota's schedule, Minnesota could lose all 4 games. They could lose them all. I mean, they really could. There's no guarantee, like you've been saying. Arizona's got a very tough schedule, really tough. They got to play the 49ers. They got to play the Rams, and there's somebody else I'm missing in there, the Giants, which is not going to be a slam dunk. So the 9-7 really could make it. So I like the pick. Sorry to blabber there. All right, I'm going the same week, though, that you were just in Week 16. Because for the same reason, it's 2 really good teams, and I think we're guaranteed of huge implications. Packers-Titans, Week 16, I think is the next game I'm very excited about. Yeah, because the Packers could be sitting there going, if the Saints lose to the Chiefs next week, if they can win, and then win that one, they're going to be going, we're the number 1 seed. Everybody's got to come up to Green Bay and freeze their ass off here in Lambeau. That'll be a big advantage for them. So that will be my next one.
Last one for me, Colts Steelers Week 16. Another one where we know there will be implications, especially if the Steelers lose this weekend. We don't know whether the Colts are going to make it.
Yeah.
We don't know whether the Steelers are going to hang on to the 1 seed or even the 3 or 4 seed. They could blow their division. I think that's going to be a huge game. It's going to have an old school feel to it as well in Pittsburgh. 2 days after Christmas, cold, windy, snowy, hopefully. Should be a fun game. Plenty of other great games, too. That's just 6. There are 58 others, and a lot of them have great, great meaning.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.